Hey everybody, welcome to the video. Today we are going to be reviewing our OVS Nomadic 3 Rooftop Tent and Annex. Alright, so let's get started. Our car is a 2007 Toyota 4Runner, and we're going to talk about the outside dimensions of the rooftop tent first. Now, we do have a roof rack, which is a Victory 4x4 roof rack. Measuring from the front to the back, it's around 65-66 inches. And then from the front to the side, it's around 4 feet. The height of it is around 11 inches or so up until the top post. But from here all the way up, it's around 16 inches. So we've been on the road for around 4 months. A lot of these rooftop tents, one of the biggest issues is the adhesion of the Velcro. And this actually has a really good adhesive to it. So we'll take off these two, and it's secured by a D-ring. Now, all around the rooftop tent is Velcro, which is good because you don't always have to have it perfectly aligned to make sure that you secure it down. And as you can hear, it's strong. All right, now the rooftop tent is secured down by one Velcro here. And then on the other side, it's a double looped Velcro. So there's one, pull, and two. And this will be on the front and on the back of the rooftop tent. Now we do have a video of us installing this rooftop tent, so we will put a link in the description below if you're interested in that. Now let's open up the whole tent. Before we open up the tent, I just want to talk briefly about this cover. It's water resistant, of course, and it slides in right over here underneath the tent, so you don't have to always take this off. But this same exact area, which we'll show you later, is where you could also install the annex. Up here, you could pull the ladder and then just pull down. And then this is a telescopic ladder, so it is adjustable. Now the good part about this rooftop tent is that it does have an awning, and to put that right underneath, you have the pole in, wrap this around. Now these come with the tent. These are just guidelines, so you just use a stake it down, and then you tie it so that this is just more secure. So just going to talk about the material itself. Now, I don't have a lot of experience with tents, so I don't know what other materials other tents use, but for this, it's been perfectly fine. It is a thicker material, and we've used it through wind, rain, and it's held up, as well as the rainfly itself. We haven't had any tears at all. Now, at the base of the tent, the material is like this strong aluminum, which has been very sturdy. The ladder itself is also good. You just have to make sure that you don't have it angling out way too much, because it is a little wobbly. So you want to just have it at a good angle, and then we'll talk about the inside of the tent.
Now, as for the inside of the tent, it does have this, what we call, I guess, the door. It zips up here. You can roll this up. Now underneath, it has this netting that's also zipped up, which you can open like this. And this holds on to these, I don't know what you call this, but it just goes like this. And also for this one, you can also roll this up, and there's another thing inside to hold it together. Okay, now we go inside. So inside, as you can see, it's very roomy and it's very dark. So, you know, if you want to just stay in the mornings like someone here, the sun won't bother you. So let's open up the windows, get some air in here and some light. So we're gonna open up this window, this window, this window, and there's one large one here that kind of looks like the front. To open up the windows, the tent actually comes with these poles that I'll show you. Hello. So to put these awning for the windows, you actually have to be very careful. Don't let any of your kids do this because they can get their eyes poked. First thing that you want to do, you find the hole here. So it's kind of like tucked away like this. And then you just lift this flap here. And then you stab it. It kind of goes in an angle. And you just lift. Be careful. And you put it through this hole. Just like that. There you go. Now, all windows, they all have these netting also so that you're protected from bugs. Which is so cool. Now let's do all of them. So now I actually forgot to mention these ropes, which you can put it right in front of the door so that you can hold on to it when you're getting in and out of the tent. Now for the windows, you can cover it with the inside part as well. Now inside there's also 2 vents, so it's good for circulation of air. Now here on top, the sunroof, you can't really open it when the rain fly is on the tent just because it obviously covers it. So most of the time actually we don't have the rain fly on because we've been blessed with the West Coast weather. Now the mattress. It is 93 and 64 inches. So on their website, this is listed as for 3 people. 1, 2, 3. But I think, you know, a family of 2 small children can fit in here. So for the sheet, actually, we just lay a king size flat sheet. Oh, and also it comes with these stretchy ropes, bungee ropes that you attach when you're closing it down so that it pulls these parts together so it'll be easier to tuck it in. Now the mattress is comfortable. However, we decided to actually get an extra foam, which is, what is it, 1 inch? So it just adds up some, you know, cushion. So now this is what it looks like when you buy the tent as is. And this is how we have everything set up when we go to sleep. We have our 2 pillows, 2 extra blankets, our sleeping bags, the king size fitted sheets, and our extra foam. And our insulation in case it gets really, really cold. Okay, so at night we have this night bag which we put all of our essentials. However, the tent comes with many pockets, which is handy. But we don't put anything in there just because you can forget, and once you close up the tent, it could get ruined, or yeah, you would have to open up the whole tent again. So we don't really hang out here during the day. We hang out outside in the awning area or in the annex, which we're going to talk about now.
All right, so now we're going to install the annex. Now technically you have to take this off to properly install the annex. If you don't, then you'll have a little bit of a gap, but that's how we have done it, and it's worked fine. You get a little bit of air coming in, but there's a reason why we don't like to take it off. So when you take this piece off, it can get stuck, and we've had damage, and we've had to duct tape it because it rips. And then if you do take it off, now you just have this just hanging out. We don't want to put it in the car or anything like that, so
it's dirty.
It gets dirty. So it's better to just have it here, roll it up, which we'll show you how we roll it up later, and then you could just install the annex regardless. Now when you purchase the annex, it does come with this bag. Comes perfectly folded the first time, but after using it, yeah. We have dog food, just in case we ever find a stray dog, we can give them dog food. So what we like to do to make this easier is we like to fold up the ladder, and then you can put it right here. That way you have more space to install the annex. So here's our annex area, lots of space. We actually have a video that we posted that shows how we've set this all up. We'll post that in the link in the description below. You have this back door that allows you to get access to the car. You just open it up right over here, and then on the side there are 2 windows as well. You can't open up from the inside, you can only open them up from the outside, and it has a mosquito netting as well. Now, as for the floor itself, it is a tarp and it's connected directly to the annex with a zipper, so you can take it off if you'd like. So the annex itself does come with its own set of stakes and you could stake it all down. We're not going to do that right now. And this is not actually green. We tried to make this glow in the dark, so we bought glow in the dark paint. It doesn't work, so don't do that.
Comment down below if you have any suggestions on what we can do to the guideline so we can see it at night.
So we want to just be transparent about one thing. When we first started this trip, we were using the annex a lot more, especially during the colder season, because it was perfect for us to have an area for us to just hang out, even with the cold temperatures outside. But now that we're in warmer temperatures, we do not use the annex
At all.
at all. Because like we said, we want to limit the time that it takes for us to pack everything. And we're gonna show you what our everyday setup looks like really quick. So now we're gonna show you how to roll this up so that we could still get inside of the back of the car.
So now we just hook these bungee cords on the roof rack like this.
The other thing that we do is we do not have the rain fly on. Don't have it on for one specific reason: the wind, the noise. It flaps, you can't sleep at night. Only put the rain fly if you know it's gonna rain.
Okay.
Now, a quick tip with taking the rain fly off, it's better to just take the whole thing. So even the poles included, just take it off. And we'll just keep it there. Alright, so now we're going to tell you some of the things we like and dislike about our rooftop tent. So the first thing that we really like about this tent is the price. So when you're purchasing a rooftop tent, you could purchase a hard shell or a soft shell. What we have is a soft shell. And soft shell rooftop tents are significantly cheaper than hard shells.
So yeah, we paid about $1,700 for ours, and it actually includes the annex and other useful accessories like the shoe bags.
Another thing that we really like is the material and quality of the tent. We feel like the framing as well as the material that is used is high quality, and when we're staying inside of the tent, we feel very secure. We don't feel like it's going to break or rip at all.
So one of the reasons why we chose rooftop tent is because we're off the ground, so in case it rains, we don't have to worry about mud or animals.
The next reason why we purchased this tent is for the annex itself. So if you're purchasing a 2-person tent, it does come with an annex, but the annex is actually behind the ladder. With this, the annex covers the front of the ladder, so when you're going in and out of the tent, you're never leaving the annex area.
And it's more convenient to go up and down the tent, and also a lot of room inside the annex so that you can fit a lot of things.
So our favorite thing about having a rooftop tent is how fast it is to set up camp when we do get to a campsite. We already have the mattress inside of the tent as well as our sleeping bags. So when we get there, it takes less than 5 minutes and we're all set to go. So now some of the things we don't like about the tent. Now the first one is condensation. Now it doesn't necessarily mean it's a con for this brand. I think a lot of tents have condensation, but we do want to say even though we have the vents, we still get condensation.
So what we do in the morning, we just open up a window, maybe have some breakfast, get ready to leave, and then by the time it's ready to fold in, there'll be no condensation.
So one of the things that we really don't like about the tent is the weight. It's 165 pounds. Now when we were looking at other rooftop tents, we did find others that are just not as heavy.
So we're thinking like maybe because of the quality, that's why it's heavy. So we're gonna go with that. So another thing that we don't like is the height of it when it's closed. So we get a lot of wind drag and bugs get splattered when we're driving, and the clearance of it. We don't really fit in a lot of garages or car washes.
Yeah, so this is something that is just common with soft shell tents. If you are interested in having a hard shell tent, you won't have to deal with a lot of those issues. So this next issue is the one that bothers me the most, and it's the cover for the rooftop tent. Now, the cover itself is good material, but the way that it's attached to the rooftop tent is a little bit of a hassle. So it does slide off if you want to put the annex on. I just like to have it on here at all times. It cuts time when we're packing out. And that's why we bought the bungee cords to hold it up so that we still access the door. So the last thing that we don't like about the tent, as compared to setting up camp, when we are packing it away, it does take more time. So because it's on top of our car and we do have a taller car, it's hard for me to reach. And to make it easier for myself, I actually climb on top of the car to pack everything up. And that's what we'll show you tomorrow when we're leaving camp. All right, good morning everyone. It's the next day, so we're about to head out and I'll show you how we fold everything up. First, let's just take off the stakes. So inside the tent, we'll have the 2 sleeping bags, the foam, and then those are the poles for the windows, and we'll just fold it up. But just watch out, because when you're folding down the tent, there are poles that have to like overlap. So you want to stuff it a little bit on the inside and not push it too far back. Then we'll attach the 2 cross bungee cords and we're all set from there. We'll just basically reverse the process of how we opened it up. Pull the ladder out, make sure it's extended all the way, and then push. So I like to open it up a little bit up here, and then that's when you're gonna tuck everything in. Close it. Now because of the sleeping bags, this is why you should come up here. It's gotta get compressed more. And now we'll close the ladder. Extend the rope so it's easier to grab it next time. So since we don't have this attached to the tent, I'll just flatten it over here. A good tip is don't put the front all the way down. Make sure you put both of them on because it is a tight fit. Now you have a little bit more slack. Put it on and attach it to the Velcro. All right, so I'll just throw the 2 straps over and then strap it down. And that's it. That took about, what, 10 minutes? Yeah, so for the pillows and the blankets, this is what we do. Make it look like an envelope.
Guess who did that?
Yvonne, of course.
Nice and neat.
Yeah.
And it's also great that way, because then when we do the laundry, it's easier.
So yeah, that's our review for our OVS Nomadic 3. If you guys have any questions, if we missed anything, just leave it in the comments below and we'll try our best to answer them the best that we can. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more of our adventures, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Bye! I'm not gonna be in the camera because I just woke up. Not sponsored. But if you want to.